So California is considering fining jurors upwards of $1,500 for tweeting about trials or even researching cases on Google after growing allegations that misbehaving citizens have caused mistrials and overturned convictions around the country. Now, in 2011, a state law made improper electronic or wireless communication, for that matter, or research by a juror punishable by contempt. Now, are they going too far with this? Is this excessive, Margaret?
Is this excessive by making Google searches a crime? No, of course not, Melvin. It wouldn't be excessive if they put them in the panic room with Jodie Foster. That even wouldn't be excessive. Like, no, of course not. I'm joking. It absolutely is very, very excessive. I don't see the legal issue with doing a search. You can't sequester everything. This isn't the 90s. Do you remember when they would recommend that you wouldn't read a newspaper if you were on a jury? Well, you can't do that now with the advent of technology. Are you kidding?
We can get whatever we want whenever we want it.
Whenever we want it.
And here's the thing. Reports are not clear as to how much jurors have been affected by social media. There's anecdotal evidence that says it's more sporadic. I mean, this is...
There was not to interrupt you, there was a case in my hometown where a young man had presumably committed a murder of a college student, and his attorney, he was a very wealthy young man, he actually hired the best attorney, and there were all of these message boards talking about his violent history with women, and there were restraining orders against him, and his attorney actually said that he couldn't get a fair trial in our little podunk town, so they moved it to the next town over, where presumably nobody had the internet. He actually was found not guilty by moving it. So perhaps there is something to finding an untampered jury pool, which would be impossible unless it was like, you know, some kind of island somewhere.
Right, exactly. And, you know, judges do warn jurors about social media. They do have the ability to hold them in contempt of court, threaten. And some are saying that, hey, with this could really change the dynamic between judges and jurors.
Making it hostile?
Yeah, making it a little bit more hostile, making people just a little bit more aware, or maybe hyper-aware even of what's going on, or that their social media is being looked at. Although, hey, maybe it'll give some people some relief, because I don't really know a lot of people that are really thrilled when they get a jury summons notice in the mail.
That's true.
You know, so the bill is authorizing the judiciary to select some county courts for a 5-year pilot program on this. You know, some say that, hey, they should just vet the social media, like I said, prior to the selection.
That is impossible. This is not a reasonable feat. Perhaps we should just take the aspect of justice out of the hands of a jury.
And there's another piece that we were talking about before we were on camera here about this is something that this level of investigation is something that's done with political candidates. These people are not running for office. They're just trying to
They made the mistake of voting once, and now they're in a jury pool, indefinitely.
Well, hey, here's the question. To tweet or not to tweet? This could soon be a very expensive question.